because I've always, throughout most of our time racing, in fact, pretty much through the whole course of the 90s, we never spent a dime of our own money racing. We won enough to pay for it. It's definitely not that way anymore. And it's a couple $1,000s to go to Bakersfield to race, and you just have to have that money to just give away. You hope to win it. You go down there intending to win it, but the reality is you probably aren't gonna.
So you talk about, retiring, you're talking about, maybe finding somebody else to drive your car if that time ever comes. Your daughter's sitting right here. She's been here since, last night and everything else. And I, kind of when you guys were talking, I kind of whispered to her, I said, are you going to drive this car? And she goes, I don't know. So if she came up to you and said, Dad, check this out. It's time for you to kind of sit on the couch and it's time for me to go around circles. What would you say to that?
I would probably tell her to run as fast as she can, because this is the worst addiction you could ever get. There is no cure for a racing cure. They don't have a Racers Anonymous program or anything. Once you're stuck, you're stuck.
Well, I think because she started out, basically born into this. She's been doing this all of her life and everything. She's been following you. I mean, she's been with you, since day one. I think she's already addicted.
Well, she's addicted to that part. I don't know about the driving. She was at her first race when she was 2 weeks old. So yeah, her whole life has been based around our racing and stuff. It's been fun. We've met a lot of really neat people. We've met people we never would have met any other way. We got to race against some of the best. I got to race with Kenny Schrader and Tony Stewart, and play with the really superstars in our sport on an even playing field. We had one time we were down in Casa Grande racing, and Alexis and I went over to the pit meeting. We're sitting on the table, and Kenny Schrader came up and sat right down next to her and was playing with her the whole time and stuff. And we walked away, and I'm going, do you even know who that was? She goes, no, that's Kenny Schrader from on TV. Really? And stuff. So, there just isn't very many sports that you really get to do that. And the travel, we've gone to Florida racing and stuff. We've gone to all kinds of we've gone to towns you would never go if there wasn't for a racetrack there. And met a lot of really neat people and fans that come down, and it's one of the coolest sports I think you could ever get involved in.
Yeah, definitely the camaraderie we have just amongst each other, whether you're a pit member or a racer or any other aspect involved in our sport. That's one of the coolest things about dirt track racing is just the camaraderie and the family atmosphere that we have, and you guys have lived it. And I mean, been an example of that for all racing families in the community, and between your wife and then the whole family growing up. It's been really cool, and you guys are kind of a leader in that aspect. But Darren, it's been great talking with you. You're awesome. You got some killer sponsors on this car. Let's kind of talk about those sponsors and what they do. I know Tube Shark's been with you for a long time, and it's been a great sponsor for you. Let's kind of talk about those products and how they're helping you this year, and kind of what the 2016 holds for you personally.
Well, Tube Shark is kind of a friend company of ours we do a lot of work with and everything. They've helped me out with tubing benders, and between Craig, who owns it, and I, we've tried to innovate and create some products that help racers out. So I usually come up with these ideas, and then he hates it because then he has to build them all and try to make them come to reality. But it's been pretty good that way. Jim's Flag Sales, he's with me every weekend doing that. Dick Gumas comes with us and helps all the time. I always kind of joke about it because we're all kind of a bunch of old guys who are the geriatric racing community here. But, you can't ask for better commitment from a couple of guys that help out, and they're there 100%, and they do everything that they can, and I really appreciate that, and just the fun that we get to have, and as long as it's fun, we'll keep trying what best we can.
And that's the biggest thing, is as long as we're having fun, because when dirt track racing isn't fun, I mean, it's bad. We've all been there at some point, whether it was through the karts or through the late models or as a crew member. We've all had that experience at one point or another, whether, like I said, if you're crewing for somebody or racing the car. But, it's been great having you here. Everybody's talking about your car, talking about Darren Coffell in 2016 as a real threat for the title. And I want to say thanks for taking your time to talk with us, and we want to wish you the best of luck this year, Darren.
All right, well, I really appreciate it, and I really appreciate the car show thing. It's something in the past we looked to every year, and was just kind of a thrill for us to come out and show off our stuff. And when it was coming up this year, I was pretty excited to be able to come into it, because it just reminds me of the good old days when everybody got super excited to start the season.
And that's kind of why we did this, was to kind of get the excitement back and get the people back to the racetrack and bring the sponsors back out to the racetrack and the cars. And, we know we'll be seeing you there, and hopefully I'll be talking with you in Victory Lane at a racetrack this summer.
I'll plan on it. We'll try for 25 of them.
Sounds good.